Hey guys, this is John, and I'm playing Angelina5180 in 3-minute pool on ICC. Let's play g6 against Angelina. Bishop g7. Okay, so they're playing like something pretty flexible. Let's go c5 against that. Let's see if they push d5. They do not, actually. Okay, I'll go knight c6. Knight back to c2. Go d6. I have something sneaky I'm going to try. Let's see if I can bait their knight to c3 so I can take it. That's basically my plan. Queen c8 would be interesting. Let's go rook c8 though. Just a useful move. I have not played knight f6 because if knight c3 I want to be able to take. I think they're onto my plan because they played queen d2, which is a very awkward looking move. There's no doubt, but it supports knight c3. Okay, let's continue the funkiness. h5. So I outrate this player quite a bit, which kind of encourages me to take liberties against them. So I can take and then put the bishop into h3. If I take, you're going to take with the h-pawn, really. They are uncaring. Well, now I kind of wish I had a queen-bishop battery going. Okay, let's go knight here. The bishop e2, I'll send the knight to f5. They can't do any discoveries with this knight because I take on b2. If I go in here, are they going to do knight b5? Is that the plan? Could be. I'm using a lot of time, so I got to figure out what I'm going to do now. Bishop h6 doesn't do much. I think on knight b5 I can just play knight e6. So I'll do it. It'd be unfortunate not to be able to play knight b5, so we'll try to make this work. Okay, so I'm giving them the d5 square, but I'm trying to get d4 in return. Maybe bishop e6 to come. I haven't castled yet, so this could get weird. Down a little bit of time. Yeah, I think I'll try to play bishop e6 on the next move. Just to have a bishop on their knight, should I ever want to take and eliminate that strong knight. Okay, let's take. They're going to go for f4. Yep, they're playing in a very single-minded, aggressive way. Let's do this. We'll take on e5 should they capture. So if knight f6, king f8 or king e7. King e7, maybe
check.
Queen g5 is the issue. So I'm thinking that this is probably safer. I'm actually threatening knight f3 now. They just go back, really? Okay, well, let's go here. Okay, because now I was thinking I could do this. And I like the fact that my queen might be able to go over to h5 at some point. Well, they're going to sack on d4. That's probably their plan. Okay, let's take this way. They have to take with the pawn because, or with the e-pawn. Taking the other way would have been bad. Do I have knight here? They have rook d3. Let's go f5. They can sack, but I play queen f6. I guess they win b7. Gotta hurry now. Just threaten mate. Oh, I'm also threatening knight e2. Bishop h1, I just take it.
Check.
Okay, let's go here. They can just take on e5. But I have f4? Maybe? I'll have to try it. Okay, let's
check.
take rook e7. I have to go queen h6 or rook h7. Probably play queen h6.
Time warning.
Hope for the best. Ooh, bishop d5 is coming. Yikes. Okay, let's do this. I really don't know what to do. Bishop d5 is going to crush me, though, isn't it? Bishop d5, king h7, rook e7, king h6, queen g7, king g5. They can take my rook. I don't have any checks after that. Okay, let's just take.
Check.
It's going to get confusing now. I think I'm losing, though. Yeah. Should be losing.
Check. Check.
What is going on in this position?
Check. Check.
Okay, I can take that now.
Check. 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 Checkmate.
All right, I got that somehow at the end. Not my finest 3-minute game. I'm actually a little embarrassed to even go analyze this one, but let's do it anyways, because that's what we do on this channel. So I played g6 on move 1, and it got weird early on. I probably took the concept of delaying the development of the kingside knight a little bit too far. But the point is, like, I would love for them to play knight c3 so I can double up their pawns and then do something like queen a5 and knight f6. It's nice to play against these pawns, even with the absence of the dark square bishop. Yeah, right around here I should probably just bite the bullet and play knight f6, and it's a normal position. Rook c8 wasn't particularly good, I don't think. So he figured out what I was up to, because he played queen d2. I played the computer move, h5. And then h4. And then I took. But how to proceed here? Ah, queen a5. That would have been a nice move. I didn't see that. Queen a5 double attacks the knight, and then maybe I can swing over to h5. Wow, the engine thinks the position is so bleak for him that he should actually just do this and like give up the exchange. Go for something like this and try to play the position. Because I would assume if queen a5, bishop b2, that this is already very bad for him. If he moves the rook away, I check and play bishop h3? Yeah, it's forced mate. Ooh, that's too bad. Queen a5 would have been a nice move to play. I couldn't quite... Like, I had mentioned that I wish I had a queen-bishop battery so I could play bishop into h3, because I want my bishop, or I want my queen to connect with my rook on the h-file to create mating threats. And I was only able to do something similar to that much, much later. So it took me a while to play this move, because I was initially concerned about this, which actually is pretty silly now that I think about it, because the bishop is even undefended. I could even play like this if I needed to. Take and then take on b2. Okay, I don't know why I spent time thinking about that. I just kind of hallucinated that knight b5 was stronger than it was. So he took, I took with the bishop, knight d5, e5. This move looks correct. So I'm trading outpost squares. Like, I'm gaining great control over d4, but I lose control over d5. I can't kick his knight away with a pawn anymore. So bishop takes, knight takes, f4. Looks like we both played some reasonable moves here.
Check.
I wanted to play king e7 against this, but I was worried about this. Apparently I have this move? Wow. Why is that? If bishop takes, queen d4.
Check.
He can't block with his rook well, as I take here. And if this, what, bishop h3? No, queen d2. And if the king goes back, there's queen h2 mate. So rook f2 and now bishop h3.
Check.
Okay, and the hits just keep on coming. We take this with check. He's got to flee, and then I have some discoveries. And I'm -5 or +5 if I find king d6. Just avoiding checks. Okay, well, that was a moot point because I played king f8, but I guess king e7 I actually would have to worry about this check too. So, long story short, I played the best move, king f8. Yeah, and I'm threatening knight f3 check with a discovery on his queen. So he just went back. b5 would have been a good undermining move. Yeah, trying to destroy the support of his knight. I went king g7, just trying to hide my king. Queen g5. I felt like I was better here, but this idea of going rook here and then taking on d4 wasn't easy to meet. Yeah, possibly when I played f5 here soon, I was overreaching. F6, maybe. I would love to play queen h5, but he has queen f6 check.
Check.
That's not good for me. So I took on d5, just trying to eliminate that pesky knight. This move looks bad. Yeah, maybe f6, as the engine is saying, which helps fortify the diagonal a little bit. When he takes on d4, I won't have as many king safety issues. It's a very messy position. He played c5. Clever move, because if I take, he takes here, and then after
Check.
we recapture, the rook is hanging. So I played queen h5, which actually appears to be good. There's two threats with that, here and also this. Looks like he played the only move, rook fe1.
Check.
I played an obvious reply, but my play ran out of steam. Okay, so rook cf8 is a little too slow. I have to play f4 right away. And then if g takes rook h4, swing the rook up this way and try to set up a threat. Very tough to see and calculate with this amount of time. I thought I was dead after this happened. Yeah, and even rook takes e5. I think I saw rook takes e5. I didn't look at rook takes d4, but rook takes e5 destroys the defender of this knight.
Check.
Yeah, I felt I should lose now, for sure. I was expecting rook e7, threatening mate, and I'd have to play something awkward in defense. Move he played also is good, d6. This was just pure desperation. He could even take the rook, and he's probably still winning. D7, that's fine. Took here.
Check.
Check. But fortunately
Check.
for me, he panicked as well. He didn't quite know what to do. What was one line I was looking at around here? There were a couple of really simple winning lines. I think one of them was check. Here, check. Well, I saw a line like this, where he can go and take this, but yeah, probably doesn't want to mess around with this, actually. I saw some line similar to that, where he wins my rook, but I guess I get some play against his king. Looks like he played it fine. D7. I'm saying he, but it could be she. I mean, this is a feminine username.
Check.
So who knows? But I don't mean any disrespect by that. It's just I'm very used to saying he in these videos.
Check.
There's a big discussion about this on Reddit. So hopefully we don't have to rehash that. Rook g4. Yeah, now
Check.
it's just pre-moving, basically. And once I got rook f4 in, though, now the result is maybe somewhat up in the air, because if king e2, I can take on g2 with check. What if they play king e1? I go queen g1 check?
Check.
A lot of stuff happens with check. Queen takes g2 check. And they're always threatening my rook and threatening the queen, but it's a complete mess now. Ugh.
Check.
Yeah, they took here, and now suddenly, once I saw that I could eliminate the d-pawn, I thought, you know, maybe I can win this one. And then I looked at my clock, and I realized I didn't have all that much time, so I just started, like, you know, basically pre-moving like crazy.
Check.
Trying to play as quickly as possible. Missing numerous mates and ones, but eventually figuring it out. Wow, what a wild game. You know, my strategy might not have been bad, but I would have had to find that queen a5 idea. Like right here, it was crucial to find queen a5. If I am able to find that move, then everything falls into place nicely, and I might get queen h5 in for a quick knockout. Or I might just win the exchange if they wise up and try to stop that queen from swinging over. So that's what happens when you play unusual setups. Like, you usually have to find some precise way to make it work. Otherwise, it just looks kind of ridiculous. But the position we got into later was also interesting, with my knight on d4 and their knight on d5, like roundabout here. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this 3-minute game. I'll be back tomorrow with another Blitz game. Thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Bye.